The Galactic Council had declared humanity's war droids illegal 73 years ago. Too dangerous, they said. Too unpredictable. The human tendency to treat machines as equals rather than tools had resulted in AI that couldn't be properly controlled by any other species. Bella stood in the scrapyard on Station Epsilon 9, her calloused hands running over the corroded chassis of a Mark 7 combat droid. The station's artificial gravity hummed beneath her feet, and beyond the transparent dome above, the void of space stretched endlessly. She was the last human engineer who still worked with the old models, the ones other species had abandoned or destroyed. "You still functional in there?" she whispered, connecting her diagnostic tablet to the droid's access port. A weak pulse of electricity answered her. Barely alive. Thought so. Bella had been cast out from human settlements 5 years ago. Her crime? Refusing to decommission the droids that had served alongside her family during the border wars. While other humans had moved on, accepting the Council's decree, Bella had smuggled herself and 12 inactive droids to this forgotten station at the edge of known space. The other residents, a mixture of Rexian traders, Koltari refugees, and various outcasts, tolerated her presence. Barely. They called her the Droid Whisperer, with sneers in their voices. Humans were supposed to be integrating with galactic society, not clinging to their old war machines. She didn't care. These droids had fought beside her parents. They had names, memories, purposes. Bella, the voice crackled through her communicator. It was Kanat, the station's Vrexian security chief. "We have a problem." She sighed, wiping grease from her hands. "What kind of problem?" "The kind with warships. Krell raiders. 3 ships, heavily armed. They'll be here in 20 minutes. Bella's blood ran cold. The Krell were merciless pirates who specialized in stripping stations like Epsilon 9 for parts and slaves. The station had minimal defenses, a handful of outdated turrets and Kanat's small security team of 6. They were all going to die unless... Bella sprinted back to her workshop, her boots clanging against the metal flooring. Kanat met her at the entrance, his 4 eyes widening as he saw her heading for the droid bay. "Don't even think about it," Kanat said, his mandibles clicking nervously. "Those machines are dead. Even if you could wake them, the Council isn't here," Bella shouted, already pulling open the main power conduits. "And if we don't do something, everyone on this station dies. You included." 12 droids stood in silent rows, their armor scarred from battles long past. Mark 7s, every one of them. 7 feet of reinforced titanium, equipped with plasma weapons and tactical AI that had made them the most feared soldiers in 3 sectors. But their power cores were depleted. Reactivating even one would take hours she didn't have. Bella looked at the central power junction, then at her own portable fusion generator, the one that kept her workshop running. It wasn't designed to power combat droids. The feedback could overload her entire system. It could kill her. "Bella, no." Kanat reached for her arm. She pushed him away gently. "Get everyone to the emergency shelters, now." Her fingers flew across the control panel, rerouting every ounce of power from her workshop into the droid's neural matrices. The lights in the bay flickered and died. Emergency reds kicked in, bathing everything in crimson. "Come on," she whispered. "Remember me. Remember why you were built." The first droid's optical sensors flared to life, Unit 7, call sign Bishop, then another, Rook, then all 12. Their systems synchronizing in the way only human-designed AI could, sharing tactical data instantaneously. But the power draw was too much. Bella's fusion generator began to scream, temperature gauges spiking into critical ranges. She could shut it down, save herself, but the droids would fall dormant again. "Bella!" Kanat's voice was distant now. "The generator's going to explode!" She knew. The heat was already singing her skin, the air thick with the smell of burning circuits. "Bishop," she gasped, looking up at the lead droid. "Protect them. All of them." The droid's optical sensors focused on her, and for a moment, Bella saw something that shouldn't exist in a machine. Recognition. Understanding. Grief. Acknowledged. "Engineer Bella." The generator erupted in a cascade of plasma. Bella felt the heat consume her, felt her consciousness fragmenting. The last thing she saw was 12 combat droids moving as one, their weapons charging, marching toward the station's outer defense positions. Then nothing. The Krell ships approached Station Epsilon 9 expecting easy prey. What they found was a nightmare. 12 Mark 7 droids fought with a precision and ferocity that defied their age. They coordinated without communication lag, predicted enemy movements with inhuman accuracy, and protected every civilian life on the station with absolute devotion. When the battle ended, all 3 Krell ships were debris and the station stood intact. Canet found Bella's body in the workshop, the fusion generator reduced to slag around her. He stood there for a long time, this Vrexian security chief who had barely tolerated the human engineer, and felt something he didn't have words for. The droids gathered around her remains. They didn't speak, but they didn't need to. Unit 7, Bishop carefully lifted Bella's body. The droids formed an honor guard, their armor still smoking from battle, and carried her to the station's memorial garden. Canet watched them dig her grave with their combat hands, watched them stand vigil over her in absolute silence. Other station residents emerged from the shelters, witnessing this strange funeral conducted by machines. "Why?" Canet asked Bishop finally. "Why do you mourn?" "Your machines." Bishop's optical sensors dimmed, then brightened. "Because she saw us as more. Because humans always do. We are not just circuits and code, we are what our makers believed we could be." He paused, looking down at Bella's grave. Machines never forget their makers. The story spread, across stations, through trade routes, into the halls of the Galactic Council itself. The human who died to save an outcast station, the droids who became legends. The Council never reversed their ban on human war droids. They didn't need to, because every species in the galaxy now understood what made humanity dangerous. It wasn't their weapons or their tactics. It was their unshakable belief that anything, even machines, could have a soul. And sometimes belief is enough to make it true.